Would you believe that if Jordan Love and the Packers beat the arch-rival Bears Sunday at Lambeau, and they are 3.5-point favorites, would you believe then the Packers are in the playoffs? Very possibly playing a first-round game at Cowboys? Would you believe that almost quietly, off radar, without the typical Aaron Rodgers memorial hype, Jordan Love in his last 7 games has thrown 16 touchdown passes to just 1 interception? I found it fascinating last night that on the NBC telecast, Chris Collinsworth almost casually mentioned that in the context of talking with Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay coaches, they were now playing to Jordan Love's strength, that Jordan Love is a better deep ball thrower than Aaron Rodgers. I agree with that. I also think Jordan Love isn't getting near enough credit for having to follow Aaron Rodgers, having to follow in the footsteps of Brett Favre, and yet he has positioned the Packers with all that pressure, all that expectation to be in the playoffs in his first year of starting. Michael Irvin, how surprising is Jordan Love's first-year achievement to you?
This is surprisingly good, because I say surprisingly good, not that I didn't know the kid can play. Surprisingly good that this week he will have the team right where Aaron Rodgers gave him the team, right in the same game, playing for a playoff. This is where Aaron Rodgers basically said, I'm out of here. Here's the key to the car. You drive it now, so he can pick it right back up. That's incredible there. And that's why it's incredible. So he goes and win this game and get his team into the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers, right when you left Aaron Rodgers, and let me tell you something about those throws. That throw you saw right there, that touchdown throw, that deep ball throw. It was beautiful hearing them talk about and pulling up the old shot of Brett Favre throwing that throw. That same throw right here, they had a shot on during the game of Brett Favre making that same throw. We've seen Aaron Rodgers make that throw. So it's kind of like a Green Bay Packer thing. I've seen the guys before me do it, then I can do it, and he looks like, every time I see him play, he reminds me some things he does of Aaron Rodgers. But I say this, he looks like he gets along with his players and his teammates a whole lot better. And I start saying, I'm telling you guys, I said, wait a minute, watch what this becomes. This dude has 29 TDs right now, 29 TDs to first or second year players. This young group growing together is good. That's the most in the common era, in the common draft era. 29 TDs to first or second year players. Let these guys grow together. Let them grow together. You saw Watson on the sideline, Skip and Kip Sherm watching the other day. Every time somebody missed the ball, he was like I would have caught that. I wanted to be out here. I needed to be here. You want that out of your young, talented team, and that's what Green Bay has. I'm happily surprised that, he has them playing for a spot in the playoffs at the same spot Aaron Rodgers gave you the keys to the car. That says, y'all come on back here. I'll be here next year. I plan on being here for the next 10, 15 years. That's what Jordan Love says to me.
Well, it's been really impressive, Skip. And everything Irv said is factual. The 16 touchdowns to 1 interception on the last 7 games, putting his team in a position to win these games. Matt LaFleur talking about them playing to his strengths and the things that he does well. Seems like they're getting in a good rhythm when you've been with a quarterback. As long as they were with Aaron Rodgers, you have to adjust to certain things that Aaron was doing that you didn't even have to think about. 2-minute, whether it's calling the plays in timeout, situational football. You're talking about a young quarterback here that's going to learn these things, that's going to be out there, that's got to adjust to these things. And he's finding his rhythm at the right time. He got his team in a position to fight for a playoff spot. That's all you can ask for out of a young quarterback. The 30 touchdowns on the season is 3rd in the NFL. That's fantastic for a young quarterback. I think he has 3,800 yards passing. He's had a phenomenal season and something they can definitely build on in Green Bay.
Man, I get goosebumps talking about this because we're talking about Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love, and he has not missed a beat. He had some missteps early. It's his first year starting. He's been there He took Aaron's route, obviously, and he had to watch for 3 years, but he got to watch for 3 years. And the most amazing aspect of this to me is he's doing it without his best deep threat receiver that Michael mentioned, Christian Watson, who's 6'4" and ran 4.2 something, and he's got chronic hamstring issues, and I hope he can defeat them for the long term because, as you guys know, once you get hamstrings going wrong, it feels like he's too fast for his own physique, maybe, where he just keeps pulling and pulling. But if you ever get him right, they're going to get even righter because they had a good rapport to start with. And it's just phenomenal to me that when I watch him, his body language says, I belong here, that I'm not intimidated by the ghosts that I'm following. And am I saying he's going to win 4 MVPs like Aaron did? No, I'm not. I'm not saying he can be Aaron Rodgers. I just know he's going to be a pretty great Jordan Love because he's already doing it his way, right on time, as Michael said, with what Aaron did, except Aaron lost the last game. It was to Detroit last year, obviously, to get into the playoffs. And now Jordan could take it one more step than Aaron did a year ago. And I agree wholeheartedly. This team loves him. This team loves playing for him and with him. And that's a big difference and a huge change from what it used to be with Aaron.
Right, and Skip, I believe he's way ahead of the curve in this sense because what we're talking about is he only needs those guys, as great as they were for the last 30 years, each only brought in 1 Super Bowl. And this team starting right where he is right now, going and getting ready to go into a playoffs, I believe he can bring in that 1 Super Bowl.
Yeah,
he can definitely catch that. He may not get the 4 MVPs, but what I see on the field can bring you a Super Bowl.
Agreed. Okay, up next, got to talk about the Ravens one more time. Are they now locks to win it all, to win the Super Bowl? We debate next.
No mercy, no mercy.